Welcome back, my friends, to Golarion. You step onto the teleportation circle at Nexus House in Quantium. You feel the heat of the desert coastal town kind of suffusing the stones. You smell the salt air with some cinnamon and other spices cooking in the nearby kitchens from the unseen servants. Sebnet says, well, good luck out there, and we're going to want to dress warm. As there is a bright flash of light, and the warmth leaves. You now stand within the teleportation circle room of Vodovani Lodge. Much cooler, colder, and with the scent of mint or cool, soft things as the Gravelands far, but not far enough to the west beckon. And you step out into a eerily quiet lodge. So as you step off of the teleportation circle in the Vodovani Lodge, eerily quiet as it is in the town of Caliphus, capital of the nation of Ustalav, what do we see from our heroes? How are they dressed? How are they prepared? How are they feeling as we approach? And, let's just a quick, good way to reintroduce ourselves as a new adventure begins. So tell us. And we can start with Mindy Melrose.
Cool. Mindy looks a little pale, a little unsettled. She's holding Ralph, on her chest with one hand and her staff in the other hand, and she looks unsettled and uncomfortable. She's got, her pack all ready. She's ready to go, but she doesn't seem like she's very excited to be home, because this is, in fact, her home that she has not been back to in a while.
Our wizard, a little apprehensive.
She's not happy to be home.
Ralph's little legs dangling as you hold him to your chest.
I was thinking more like he's sitting on her chest, but that's fine too. He could be awkwardly perched over her hand while she just holds him there.
He gives you your fingers a little embrace and pats the back of your hand.
Little kisses. Little rat kisses.
It'll be all right, ma'am.
Oh my god, I forgot Ralph could talk.
Yeah.
Well, it's up to you at the beginning of each day if I can talk or not, ma'am.
Well, I guess you're talking today, my dear.
Yes. For social engagements. Quite all right.
I put Ralph on my shoulder.
He straightens his little hat. Next, H2, how are you feeling?
H2 is looking as stoic as ever, which, isn't difficult since she doesn't have, normal facial features as such. She's kind of adjusting her, scabbard for her greatsword and sort of surveying the other party members, seeing how they're doing. Since, not too long ago we were in a pretty perilous situation, and now we're about to be in another one.
Very much so, yeah. There's a kind of chill in the air as you are on the northern shore, Caliphus is, of Lake Carthen, where the Whispering Tyrant broods in his Isle of Dread. Certainly a sort of downbeat place. Besides all of this, and perhaps, who knows how apprehensive they are, Calamus Palm, the little cactus guy. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
I think as the, warmth goes away, Calamus is just searching for patches of sunlight to hang out in and is looking uneasy. I think maybe has Digsby sniffing around just sort of as they go.
For sure. Yeah, you're in the Vodavani Lodge, also called Haven Guard. It serves as a treatment facility for a lot of people coming out of the Gravelands these days. You know, it was a mental health facility for a long time before that. And it is kind of a chilly vibe, though there are still some tall, narrow windows where patches of sunlight stream in. Digsby is sniffing around. Does not seem overly concerned. Seems chill enough. He is a badger.
I think if Digsby seems chill, then Calamus will build off that. Okay, it's okay.
Mm-hmm. And not Jade. Well, it is Jade, but Ist.
Ist is always one of those people that has sort of enough energy that they've got that faint air of maybe vibrating a little bit, always ready to do something. But here in this place, it has a little bit more of a nervous quality to it. And they're pulling out from their bag arm warmers that still leave their fingertips free for casting. There's leg warmers now on over their boots. And they've pulled out a little pair of mittens for their ears and are just putting those on and tying it behind the back of it. One of Ist's ears got nearly ripped off in the last mission and is my dad is going to kill me if I come home missing an ear due to frostbite. And I like my job in the Pathfinders, and I do not want to have to quit. So they are clearly handmade. They are a little bit lumpy.
How long did we have to prepare for this mission in particular?
Because you didn't have to teleport across, because you were able to teleport and not take the long route, you probably had a couple days of preparation.
Okay.
Just to get your bearings and grab whatever you needed from the markets of Quantium. And as you are all kind of taking your bearings in this place, a creaky door opens at the end of the hall, and you see a burly half-orc in scrubs say, "Hello, you are the ones for the mission, eh?"
I'd nudge Mindy forward.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I will take you to infirmary.
Thank you.
And so, he does.
Am I from Fantasy Russia?
You're in Fantasy Transylvania.
Right. Okay, cool.
Ustalav is kind of Eastern European. There's vampires and all sorts of stuff. Back in first edition, Ustalav was home to the Carrion Crown adventure path, which was a 6-part, very episodic campaign where each one was a different kind of hammer horror monster.
That's pretty cool, actually.
There was a haunted castle and vampires under Caliphus and dealing with werewolf clans. And I think there's one where you have to defend Frankenstein's monster in court against a murder charge.
Mwah. Love that.
Yeah,
I love that. Actually, this rules.
I haven't
makes a lot of who Mindy is as a person so funny.
Yeah. This is the the horror splatterpunk goth
setting.
Country. Yeah.
I love it.
God, she's such a normie. She comes from this most gothy, vibey. She's so preppy. This is hilarious.
She's so preppy, but she does wear mostly black. She is wearing all sorts of she looks very stereotypical wizard, but she's a little goth.
So she's a prep goth is what
she's
I'm
a prep
hearing.
goth. Yeah, she is 100%.
Yes. So it goes. And so Vodavani Lodge, it's normally a bustle of activity, a whirlwind of Pathfinders preparing for or returning from missions throughout Ustalav in the Gravelands. But today, it's eerily quiet. A gnome wearing robes embroidered with butterflies and crescent moons tends to the wounds of a middle-aged woman as you arrive at the infirmary. "Ah, yes, welcome," says Evni Zongnos, venture captain of the Vodavani Lodge, as she gestures for you to join her and her patient while passing a discard advantage to the nurse who brought you here. She asks him to fetch more coverings and hot water, and he nods and departs. Evni's patient relaxes at the venture captain's touch on her arm. "This is Claudiette Dralston. She's one of our best trackers, and her team has been scouting the Gravelands. That is, they were, until they disappeared a few years ago. Sadly, Claudiette is the only one of her team to escape. She finally found the time to report in." She kind of gives her like a wry look, and Claudiette says, "Maybe we should ask Dr. Trice to help you, since your stitches are so untidy." But is this is kind of just their ribbing. Evni tuts but gently pats her arm. "Since the region fell to the Whispering Tyrant, Claudiette has been gathering stranded refugees in a village called Steadfast. As the settlement expands, it grows increasingly likely the Whispering Tyrant's army will discover it. The dead are gathering near Steadfast, and its citizens need a safe path to the border. Claudiette left to find help. She barely managed to escape and nearly died before reaching Vodavani Lodge." She offers Claudiette, who I also have art of. Give me 1 second. Evni Zongnas, for the record, a gnome. Kind of funny, both adventure captains you've dealt with in these last two adventures have been kind of fancy-looking gnomes. This one, she's wearing very Desnan kind of robes, crescent moons and butterflies. She's got like a little messy bob cut hairdo. Claudiette Drelston is normally the kind of person that looks like they are made for wearing leather armor and carrying a bow. Though she is in patient robes right now. She's got long dreadlocks, a kind of a scarred, rugged face, but with a lot of vitality to it. She did manage to survive after all. Evni offers a cup of hot tea to Claudiette, who wrinkles her nose at the aroma before downing it in one gulp and then continuing the story. "Evni's people took some notes from my ramblings when I arrived. We're hoping it's enough to find the town and get the people out, because for the life of me, I'm not sure how I made it out of the Gravelands. I left a knight named Sir Cray Darahan in charge when I left, but if he has his way, he'll end up getting everyone there killed trying to fight back against Tarbafon's forces." Evni nods. "Our contacts among the Knights of Lastwall report that undead troops aren't especially active in the area at the moment. This lucky circumstance, along with Claudiette's notes, should allow you to sneak into the Gravelands without running into more undead than you can handle. Unfortunately, Claudiette needs to recover here, so it's up to you to enter the Gravelands, defeat the threats you encounter, chart a path to Steadfast, and deliver some critical supplies we're sending along, including a magical keystone to prevent the dead from joining Tarbafon's army. You can use these supplies in an emergency, but they're intended for Steadfast. The more you can deliver to the refugees, the easier time they'll have escaping. Questions?" And she also gives you a set of directions that Claudiette had written down, and I will also give you my list of questions that the adventure provides. And you can use these as you wish.
Right. So, to be entirely clear, our mission isn't within the city? It's not. Good. I like that. That's good.
Yes, Calathis is simply the staging point for the bulk of the Pathfinder Society's missions into the Gravelands.
Okay. do you have a map for us so I can get a little bit of a better idea of where we're going?
I wish. The whole area is shrouded in some kind of mist. You combine that with the losing fight after fight with skeletons and other hungry dead, well, I'm lucky I can tell the tale at all. Best I've got is the directions.
Fair enough. I hold out my hand and go, Melinda Melorosa, by the way.
What, like the perfume shop?
Yes. Yes, like the perfume shop. That is my family.
Oh,
Looks.
okay.
Is looking at Mindy like, uh-huh.
Evney is like, it is. I had heard that the Melorosas had all died.
Not all of us.
Well, good on you for passing the business along to other hands then, I suppose.
I couldn't stay. Sorry, back to the mission, though. I sort of gesture for one of my compatriots to take over for a second.
Ralph pats you on the side of the head.
What can we expect in the Gravelands?
The dead.
And strange mists, I'm assuming.
Yes, and to be completely clear, the dead are everywhere. There are roving bands of undead, as well as just, from what Claudiette says, something in the area makes it so that everything that dies rises again. Most of them are under the spell of some necromancer or some other malevolence.
Right. Everything that dies,
Wonderful.
huh?
And Claudia says, and riders, knights of death on shadowy steeds, avoid the roads at all costs.
Great.
Cool.
Sounds pleasant. I guess Calamus will. Yeah. Did you learn that firsthand? What happened to your team?
You see, anger and despair war for control over Claudiette's face. They're dead. We lost our wizard, Teratasi, first. She died trying to fight off the Death Knight. As for my husband, well, Seldric was turned into something horrible when he died, and he killed Vodrak and Edmund. He killed them, and they rose to attack me on his orders.
Are they still out there like that?
I didn't kill them. I barely escaped.
I just say, I'm so sorry for your loss. So, the keystone, it's, it repels the undead somehow?
We had a, Pharasman priest who passed on a few weeks back. He explained how we could protect the town from undead by using the keystone, but he couldn't complete the ritual to enchant it while in the Gravelands corruption. The area around the town is afflicted. Something makes everyone who dies return to join the enemy. This stone, if properly enchanted, can keep that effect at bay, at least long enough for people to get away. I came to Ustalov to get help, but also to get the keystone to someone who could complete the preparations. Thanks to Evney, it's ready to go.
What sort of supplies are we delivering?
Evney gestures over to a pair of saddlebags. There are some food and basic medical supplies, of course, but most of the gear is specifically to detect, avoid, or, doesn't forbid, fight off the undead. Use what you must, but the more you can bring to the refugees in Steadfast, the better off they'll be.
How many people are in Steadfast? How many should we reserve or expect?
There's a few hundred people, and not all of them are exactly alive, but don't worry. The effect that prevents true death in the region has caused many undead to rise as Tarbafon's servants, but somehow many others have avoided such a fate. They're dead, but they've retained their sense of self and purpose. I can't explain it, but I know they need help just as much as the living. The Whispering Tyrant's forces will destroy them just as swiftly as the other refugees.
I see.
Mindy looks like she's just had several horrifying realizations all at once, and she doesn't seem like she maybe wants to share.
Gee, I wonder if Mindy's dead family is.
Mm.
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 This Sir Cray you mentioned, what's his deal if he's so ready to try and fight?
Well, Cray is he's a knight of Last Wall. They're people of action. I think there's some sort of tower out there that he believes that destroying the tower will protect people or save them from worse fates, but we don't have the kind of people or resources to affect such a thing, and even if we did, it would immediately tell the Whispering Tyrant's forces where the rest of the people of Steadfast are. He's a good man and protective, but also a bit hot-headed.
Yeah, sounds like a Last Wall.
I suppose you must have met some.
Esther's like fiddling with the ring that they wear. Yeah, no, not that kind of ring, Sam. Stop waggling your eyebrows at me. This is
You're
your
not wearing a
backstory.
ring around your neck?
No,
A ring on a necklace?
My family travelled with some of the knights when we left.
They are, by and large, good people, if a bit hot-headed at times. A bit gung-ho.
I don't suppose I know the name Sir Cray, do I?
No, probably not. There's a lot of Knights of Last Wall.
Mm-hmm.
Evney says, all right, so Claudia, thank you for your intelligence, your information, but let's have you rest, and I will, if one of you would like to take the saddlebags, and we can talk outside.
H2 picks them up, slings them over her shoulder.
I love you, H2.
So in addition, so she says, so there are supplies in the bags, but I've also got a few for you. And she presents 3 vials of holy water, as well as 3 bottled sunlights, and 2 vials of life salt.
Calamus will inch over and just pick the bottles of sunlight, like 1, 2, 3, and back away.
Mm-hmm.
How much?
I'll grab a
how
bottle
much...
of holy water. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no. H2, you take. I've got some holy water of my own that I picked up before we left Quantium. How much of the salt was there?
2 vials.
And am I familiar with this substance?
Yes, it is divine. It is not alchemical. It is salt blessed by channeling life-giving energies into waters, purified by holy fire. It is a ranged attack, but unlike an alchemical bomb, it does not add the manipulate trait to attacks made with it. When it hits an undead, the salt deals 1 persistent positive damage, and the undead must succeed at a will save or be unable to attack you as long as it is taking that positive damage.
Nice.
Though that effect ends if you deal any, if you use a hostile action against them.
Okay, so it's a good, like, deterrent. Like...
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, fuck, of course it is. It's salt.
Mm-hmm. And one last thing. She also gives you the spiral keystone, which is a large, chiseled stone with a glowing blue spiral engraved on one side, which is, of course, the symbol of Pharasma, the goddess of death. And one last thing. I contacted Valet Durant, leader of the Radiant Oath faction, with Claudia's report, as she had been a member of that group. I received 2 missives back. They're further orders, requests, really. Do what you can for the people of Steadfast, but whatever you do, come back to us alive. And she gives you 2 sets of orders, 2 missives.
I'll read.
And then leaves you... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll read one of these aloud for our lovely listeners. The Radiant Oaths Orders. Pathfinders. The crusade fell and darkness took the land. This we all know. We also know Vigil sent knights into the countryside to help those that couldn't help themselves. From Pathfinder Dralston's report, we know one of Vigil's knights defends steadfast in her place, waiting for the relief you will bring. He has orders to investigate and possibly attack a nearby watchtower guarded by knights that have fallen into undeath. As much as it pains me to give this strategy pause, Sir Cray must stand down, but as a knight I can tell you it will be difficult to convince him to do so without some proof of the dangers at the watchtower. If you find this vile structure, take note of the shields of the knights patrolling it, count their numbers, gauge their defences, and bring the information to Sir Cray and Steadfast. He must not engage with them at this time. Without greater support, such a mission can only end in death. The same goes for you. If Sir Cray could return with you to Caliphus and do his duty to protect Steadfast's refugees, perhaps Valas could help him to see better ways to defeat the dark forces as she has for me. And that's signed Knight Errant Sabina Malastata.
I'll read the second missive.
Mm-hmm.
The Horizon Hunters Orders. Friends, we've heard some of the Dralston party has returned. This is the best news, despite their tragic losses. From what Venture Captain Evney told us, Claudiette has only a portion of the maps and logs they were tasked with compiling to find the hidden paths and survivors within the Gravelands. If it's at all possible, recover as much of their records and other maps of the area as you can. If we can reconstruct their routes through the hidden paths of the Gravelands, we can use them to rescue other forlorn communities they came across and chart our way through the lands of the dead. This is a dangerous task, to be sure, but that information is invaluable to the safety of not only your fellow Pathfinders, but the struggling people left behind in the wake of Lastwall's fall. Signed, Kalisro Benari.
Indeed. And so those are your orders, your secondary orders. Your primary objective is to get to Steadfast with as much of the supplies you have been given remaining, and help those there who wish to come back to Caliphus to get back to Caliphus. But you've also been given these two separate things: to look into this watchtower and try to convince Sir Cray Darahan not to attack it, and to find as much information from the map and logging that the Dralston party have been doing as you can. As well, if you'd like, you could make a Pathfinder Society lore or Society check to recall knowledge about the Society's previous incursions into the Gravelands.
Sure.
Have at it. You go first.
I was going to be like, you could do that if you want. I'll do it first.
Okay. Oh. Well,
20.
you're fine.
Cool. So you know that scouts unearthed reports of groups of knights sent from Vigil in the last days before the fall of Lastwall to fortify smaller abandoned outposts throughout the countryside. Most of them never returned. One such outpost is a watchtower nearby made of dark obsidian and towering over the forest that surrounds it. Pathfinder reports are clear that it's inhabited by powerful grave knights who should be avoided at all costs. Pathfinders are instructed to be wary if they hear the hoofbeats of a cohort of knights patrolling the area because of the danger the tower's knights present. So, a lot of people have interacted or seen this tower, and a lot of people are like, be fucking careful about the tower.
Great.
Indeed.
All right.
All right. Any chatter amongst yourselves as you leave? You've got the supplies. You're still in Caliphus for the time being. You're gonna have to leave Caliphus through the West Road to enter the Gravelands and begin your journey. But if there's anything you'd like to do in Caliphus proper, or just any chat you want to do before we get into the exploration act portion of this adventure, now is the time to do it.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of these big manors here to the west is a burnt-out husk?
Probably. I mean, one of them. You can say.
I could probably say, cool.
Yeah. You know where your ass is more than I do.
That's fair. I would probably say it's this one.
Sure.
For our listeners, that doesn't mean anything. But
it means zero things.
It means zero things for our listeners. However, what I am going to say is I think I intentionally chose this one because it is visible from the West Road as we leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Mindy does want to go check out the house before she goes. You know what?
Sure.
I think she'll leave it for when we get back.
Sure. As you go, can everyone else give me perception checks?
Fuck yes, H2.
Oh my god,
Holy
H2.
shit.
H2 sees everything in the universe. H2 just got a 27.
Yeah, like my 14 looks like nothing.
H2 got a 27, it's a 19 on the die.
Casually doubling my ability to notice shit.
Calamus got a 9.
I don't see shit.
H2, you noticed Minnie's reaction to the talk of the perfume shop. You also notice as you leave, and as you make your way from the Vodavani Lodge, which is like in the center of the town, basically, within like the fortified region of the town, and west through the city of Caliphus, and all along the West Road, you actually pick out 3 or 4 Mellow Rosa aromatics shop carts posted at various like street corners and marketplaces throughout the city. I think with the 27, you hear like a lot of like the salesmen are like, yes, you know, like you can smell like this or smell like that, and also we've been building this special new perfume that will keep the undead away. You know, vampires stalk the streets of Calavis, and only Mellow Rosa aromatics can protect you from their bite.
Sounds fake, but okay.
A gimmick. We love capitalism.
It does sound fake.
Yeah. Mindy's way too out of it to notice this shit, but if she did, she'd probably be real fucking mad about it.
That's okay, because H2 is going to march up to one of the stalls that's selling this miracle perfume and say, I demand proof. I must be immune to undead.
Oh my god, you're a fucking robot. You're already immune to the undead.
If you want immunity to the undead, my friend, all you need, it is a simple 5 gold purchase, and the results will speak for themselves. Simply dab it on around your neck, wires, before bed, and be amazed as you awake and have not been fed on during the night.
H2 passes over 5 gold and leans in and says, if I am subject to the attentions of undead, I will come back here for this 5 gold.
No refunds, thank you. Any complaints can be remanded to our complaint P.O. box, which is in the central mailing system of Caliphus.
H2 puts on the perfume.
All right. And I bet no vampires will feed on you tonight.
We'll see about that. And then she goes to Melinda and is just like, this perfume business is very strange.
This sort of seems to wake Mindy up for the first time since she's been just dissociating as they walk through Caliphus. And she goes, perfume business, what did you just buy?
Supposedly it will repel undead, but I do not believe him.
We don't make a...
Supposedly it smells nice, but I do not know.
I mean, I hold my hand out for the bottle, basically.
Calamus gives you a sniff.
Of course.
Or Digsby climbs up you and does that, I guess.
I hand over the bottle.
I smell it and make sort of a sour face like, I don't know about that one. This definitely isn't one of our blends.
It's pretty garlicky.
Gross. Yeah, this definitely... we make floral...
Give me a crafting check, Mindy.
Oh my god, yeah, okay. 13.
You don't remember what your blends smell like.
None of them smell like garlic!
Gimme.
I hand over the bottle.
I want to try and suss out what's in this.
Cool. Yeah, give me a perception check.
Can it not be a crafting check?
Oh, crafting. Yes, crafting. You can absolutely can.
I've just noticed they're the same stat, but I at least am proficient in crafting. That's a 17.
Respectable.
I literally dip a finger in it and then lick my finger, to be clear.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
It's got a garlic infusion. It's also got, it does have like a little bit of salt, like life salt in it. I think with the 17, what you get is like it's just the materials used to make it are not incredibly high grade. And Mindy, if you look over at the carts selling Melorosa aromatics, they are selling them for wildly lower like prices than they used to sell for.
Mindy just sort of takes a deep breath and is like, mission is more important. Deal with it when I get back. She looks really upset.
I hand the perfume back to H2. I said, I think you'd actually be better with salad dressing, to be honest. It's about the same thing. Anyway, Mindy, trot up next to you.
Yes, Ist?
You've got this real big air of trauma around you right now. Do you want to talk about it? It's going to be a long ass walk.
Just say that to someone.
Big ass air of trauma around you.
My
Just say that.
Excuse me. As a psychic, my path is emotional acceptance. I am very emotionally aware of other people as well as myself.
Jesus.
Sorry, Mindy just
Incredible.
fucking looks at you and is like, not particularly, no.
Why the fuck you lying though?
Well, no, she's saying she doesn't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps later when we're, I for the sake of drama, I want to say that they're just like, now that they've started walking again, they're basically off in the very far distance. You can see the burnt out husk of a house, and she just sort of,
H2, you notice that as well.
she sort of glances off towards it and says, perhaps another time.
I mean, I don't know when we're going to be walking past an ominously significant seeming burnt out house, but fine. You know, it's not good for you to hold on to this stuff. It makes you constipated as all hell.
I'll take that under advisement.
You should, actually, if the constipation thing is true, you should just drink that stuff that H2's got.
Oh,
Frankly.
that seems like it will definitely give you diarrhea.
Exactly. Calamus
Who could
gets it.
say?
See, he's a druid. They're a druid. If anyone's going to know how to make your stomach work in a different direction than it's currently operating, they would know.
I'm going to advise you not to drink like a vial of just pure garlic oil before we go into the forest.
Sounds fucking
There's other
delicious.
stuff in it.
It's probably alcohol in
Holy
there somewhere,
salts.
too. Holy salts,
Yeah.
alcohol.
You need a
Drink to
medium
forget.
with which to
Drink.
carry the garlic. That's why it's an infusion. Do you people know nothing about cooking?
Oh my god.
I know enough about perfumery.
Okay, well, this is interesting.
I'm still going to wear it.
I'm not saying you shouldn't. I think garlic's great. Who doesn't like the smell of garlic? Anyway, how do you know so much about perfume then?
I'm just gonna sort of look at it at Ist and be like, how do you think I know so much about perfume?
I mean, the guy did say your family owned the perfumery, right?
Yeah,
We heard that, right?
yes, you did.
This is an
Okay,
invitation
cool.
for conversation, Melinda. I'm not actually
Alright.
dense.
All right, look.
If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it. I thought we could maybe ease our way into the conversation by starting by talking about perfume. I'm not exactly happy to be going walking into the Gravelands right now. Maybe I wanted the fucking distraction. But fine.
Oh.
You want to ignore your fucking trauma? That's
That
fine.
is how
That,
we-
I'm
yeah,
just gonna give Ist a pat on the shoulder and say, it's a little too close right now.
all right. I appreciate that I may not seem like the best of listeners, but in fact, I can be.
I appreciate the offer. Perhaps tomorrow on the road.
God, I miss having Zikaros around. At least she would fucking talk to me and walk about 3 steps ahead. And carry.
Oh.
Casual reminder, Ist basically an 18-year-old.
I love Ist. I love Ist so much. I'm sorry Mindy's being difficult right now.
I will say for our listeners, when I first dropped that line about an aura of trauma, watching everybody on the cabs laugh, I felt very proud.
It was really
You can't
good.
just say that to someone.
And did.
so, as the morning becomes day, you step out into the Gravelands. So here's how this works. You have 10 supply. That is not just the supplies that you have in your saddlebags. That also refers to the supplies that the people of Steadfast have themselves. During exploration, whenever you'd like, you could spend 1 supply to rummage through your bags for a minute, gaining 5 bottles of holy water and 5 bottles of bottled sunlight. But that reduces it by 1. As well, every time you do your daily preparations, you must spend 1 supply, representing the resources the refugees use up as you take additional time to make your way to Steadfast. It should only take you about a day to get through the Gravelands, but if things go poorly and you need to rest or heal, it might take longer. As well, in certain encounters, you will have the opportunity to spend supply for bonuses, or it could happen as a consequence for certain things going wrong. Those will also deplete your supplies, and at the end of this adventure, the amount of supplies you have left will be a factor in determining how well things will go for the people of Steadfast. Does that all make sense?
They're fucked.
No, we're going to do a good job and we're going to get there and we're going to save them.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I will present you again with Claudia Dralston's directions. Someone wants to read these. These are the ramblings that Claudia May gave the people of the Vodavani Lodge upon her arrival, which is your only way of knowing how to get to Steadfast.
Right. So to start at the beginning of her directions, they will effectively be working from the bottom of these directions up. Not far from Steadfast, there's an enormous watchtower made of polished obsidian or marble of some kind. It's surrounded by dead Last Knights, and they seem to patrol as if it's still alive. Steadfast populace give the watchtower wide berth, and the town is hidden from the tower's view by the ever-present mists. Sir Cray insists the tower is important, but he's in no condition to mount an attack. He may try to anyway. Please stop him. I stayed off the road since the watchtower's knights sometimes patrolled them, but made my way to the crossroads I knew was near the campsite we'd stayed at on the last fateful night. I made the mistake of returning there in hopes of gathering our notes of survivors and holdouts in case I made it back to the society, but I failed. The dead hunted me like food. I think some of them were my fellow Pathfinders. I lost my closest friend, Featherfall, near an old caravan that had plunged into a ravine, but I trudged alone, following the river as it turned north away from the roads. The dead followed on my heels. I couldn't fight them all off. Finally, I found the old stone bridge that led across the river. Some young toughs found me there and helped me to Caliphus. I never thought I would see the living again. I should like to thank them, but I never knew their names. So we got to find this bridge, find the river.
And the bridge.
All right. And so with that, you trudge off in the heading that Claudia gave you. So the old stone bridge is pretty easy to find. That is the closest, the thing that is closest to you as to Caliphus as you make your way into the Gravelands. You see an old bridge crossing one of the narrowest parts of the Path River, leaving the dubious safety of Ustalov for the wilds of the Gravelands. The well-worn path leading to the bridge hasn't been kept up for many years, but the barrenness of the riverbanks and sparse foliage keep it easy to follow. A light mist draws itself up from the river below, setting the far shore in a slight haze. And as you approach, you see, kind of hanging out on the river, on the bridge, are a group of
youths.
Gents in kind of busted old armor, scavenged likely, who are like kind of just sitting along the bridge. Give me a perception check.
Ooh, that's a 26 for Ist.
A 23 for Mindy.
19 for H2.
Fantastic. Okay, and a 28. All right. So everyone hears
Yeah.
them kind of talking. One of them's like, I don't know. Maybe we should have like given them something more or something. And another one says, Grummel, we're bandits. We're taking from Pete. It's like, yes, but they were in such trouble. You know, I don't know. Maybe there's people coming. As you approach, they all kind of stand up and puff out their chests. They've got little like short swords and pikes, and the one in front says, "Halt! This bridge is a tall one for the Grim Rictus gang."
Doesn't look that tall to me.
No, is toll. You 3 gold to pass.
I'm just gonna reach
Okay.
into my bag and pull out 3 gold.
Yeah, same.
Oh, but
Actually, I'm going to pull out 6 gold and say, who were you talking about who came before us?
Oh, people? What do you mean?
You were talking about someone who came before us.
you said you should have given them more.
Oh, yes, yeah. I mean, they were in trouble. Some refugees passed through. It's,
Were they coming towards the city, or were they going in our direction?
towards the city. Give me a diplomacy to make an impression to get these guys to talk.
Oh boy.
Right now, they're unfriendly to you because they're bandits holding this road.
A 12. That tracks for H2.
He goes like, "Listen, it doesn't matter. If you want to pass, you pay the fine, the toll, and we keep doing what we're doing. You do what you're doing, and it's all good."
Look, I appreciate that you're just trying to earn a living by hustling passers-by. Very reputable line of work, I'm sure. We're heading out into the Gravelands to help a bunch of people get out of a village and make their way back here. Another way of looking at it is that we'll be bringing more people back who you can then ask for tolls. So if you would be so kind.
One of the guys in the back says, "We don't toll people coming from the Gravelands. Only people stupid enough to go." Shut up, Grum. We'll probably still toll them. I said, "What the hell? They are refugees." Shut up.
I respect the candor.
We've got what we need here.
But no, we're going into the Gravelands. Every chance we'll die out there. And you've been
Please.
hearing the stories about what happens if you die in the Gravelands.
Bad things.
Bad things. So if you could maybe help some folks out, and that way we won't be compelled to come back here as undead creatures to fuck with your shit.
I am having difficulty following the path of your rhetoric here.
That's
What do you want?
that's a common problem. I do tend to talk in circles. Look,
Oh, buddy, it's called a threat.
my point is,
What?
anything you could tell us about said folks that came past, or what we might encounter soon after crossing this fair bridge, would be incredibly helpful, because we would like to not die
Give me a diplomacy check.
Sure thing. That's an 18. I'm debating if it's worth spending a hero point on this.
I'll tell you that is a success to
Okay.
make an impression and make a request
Okay.
against them.
Then I'll leave. I'll let it stand at the 18.
Let's see. Yes, maybe some people come out of the Gravelands, and maybe it feels too bad to rob fleeing people. Yeah, sure. But you're going in, so you're going to give us the 3 gold pieces apiece. And I guess we made this map of the surrounding areas to see maybe where we could ambush people for, bad people. Probably they would be bad for us to ambush them. But if it might help you find your way around, or is just a good. And you know that will go. That'll as a step towards completing your Horizon Hunters mission.
Absolutely. That would be impeccable. Let me give you the toll plus an extra 2 gold for all of your assistance.
And one of the guys says, Grumble, that's more than we've got in the last 2 weeks. Shut up, Starvik.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good thing that you do for us.
And this is a good thing that you do for us.
I'm going to step forward and say, how long ago, actually, before I start, how long ago did Claudette come through here?
Like a couple days.
All right. A ranger came through. I'm holding out the gold to the guy. A ranger came through here a few days ago. Which direction did she come from?
Oh, yes. She came in. Is she okay?
She's recovering. Thank you for your help with her.
It's whatever. Can't let people die out here.
Mm-hmm.
We're robbers, not like heartless.
Anyway, she went up down the. She was coming down the river bank on the north side. That's probably where her tracks would start.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm gonna throw in an extra gold, just 1 extra gold coin.
Takes it.
Calamus is just going to give them the toll and walk by.
I love Calamos and their choices. Can we also... did we overhear all 3 of their names between their bickering with each other?
Yeah, their names are Grommel, Storvik, and Xander.
Well, given that Claudia was wanting to know what their names were, I'll scratch that. On the bottom of her directions, I'll just put the names down.
Incredible.
We're the Grim Rictus gang. We're the toughest guys on this bridge.
I have no doubt that is true, Grim Rictus gang.
Calamus rolling their eyes just like humans to turn nature into money somehow.
And so they step aside and allow you to pass.
All right.
And about 30 minutes of walking later, you arrive at the riverbank. The south side. Whatever. It's the side of the river.
I was mostly wondering, did she come from upstream or downstream?
They give you the direction. It
Yeah.
doesn't say which way she is going. But according to reports, there should be some tracks and broken plants within a quarter mile to show the path she took as she stumbled out of the woods on her way to Ustalov. The haze gets thicker along the river, but it doesn't impair your ability to see clearly around you. Just it makes long distance scouting kind of difficult.
Can I cast light on the tip of my staff?
Yeah, you can. No, it's not dark. It's just like misty.
I guess light isn't heat, so it's not gonna radiate heat enough to drive the fog off from our direct area.
No, but it does light you up as a beacon so people could follow it through the fog.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a bad thing though for right now. I'm gonna put it out again immediately. Mindy was trying something; it didn't work out.
Just kidding.
As you are just kidding. As you are going along, who would like to attempt to find Claudiette's tracks? It would be survival or scouting lore.
That feels like something Calamus should be able to do.
I believe in them.
I believe in you, Calamus.
Let's see. Let's make sure that's something Calamus can actually do.
You've definitely got the best wisdom in this group.
I've got survival. It's survival, not nature.
Survival.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you're tracking, not just like knowing about plants.
I can give it a shot.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
yeah.
26.
We'll give
Oh.
it a shot. Rolls a 26.
26. So, Calamus, describe how you pick up the trail.
It's definitely with Digsby's help, and I think Calamus also like with Digsby's help closes their eyes, and like they're a magical fucking cactus, right? So like maybe can they see something with their eyes closed? I guess like that tunes them into nature.
I mean, I guess, but there's also like, it's also just bushcraft. There's footprints and broken twigs and
True.
like the tracks of a person moving through the forest. That's what survival. You're like a woods. You're doing woodsman-y stuff.
Yeah. So that, and yeah, just with Digsby's help, scuttling along.
Sure. All right. Well, successfully, you manage to find Claudiette's tracks, and they lead you into the woods. You leave the riverbank behind and travel into the woods. If I knew any of the songs from that musical,
Yeah,
I would say the line of
Same.
The mists grow thicker with every step taken deeper into the Gravelands. An eerie silence draws around every living thing like a blanket, pierced only by the sounds of footsteps along the trail, the distant howls of unfamiliar creatures, and periodic hoofbeats on some distant road. From this point on, the fog is thinner, but even during the day, the fog and trees will block your daylight. The woods are now dim light rather than bright light, and at night, will be pure darkness.
This is fine.
This is fine.
Okay, so we are following the river, and we're looking.
You have left the river.
Okay. Then we're on the lookout for a ravine. Is what we're looking for next.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you're also dealing with this almost supernatural fog, and you're gonna need to figure out some way to like navigate your way through it. Maybe with arcana or occultism or religion or even nature.
I see.
I could do Arcana. I'm good at Arcana.
So only one person. I'm gonna let you know for a lot of these traversal ones, only one person can make the check, but others can aid.
Okay, I'm gonna make an Arcana check.
I'll aid.
Okay.
Fuck. I got a 16. What does aiding do again?
You have points.
I'm gonna actually use one of my hero points for that, because that doesn't seem like a success.
No.
Alright, I'm gonna use a hero point. 24.
Much better.
Much better.
So Mindy, you like this is supernatural fog, but you are a wizard. You're
I'm a wizard
great
of Ustalov, too.
of Ustlov, which is just next door.
Mm-hmm.
And so describe how you overcome this fog with your arcana.
I think it is a lot of... Sorry, Calamus. A lot of the thing that Calamus was trying to do just now, but I'm a wizard. So, a lot of, standing still, closing her eyes, sending out, a pulse of magic to see, to map the landscape out in her brain a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to pick the correct direction, to be okay, this just sort of, pulse of magic to sort of, like sonar, but with, pure arcane energy.
Sure. And so, you come along, you go moving through the woods, and come across an interesting sight as the mist parts. The wreckage of a carriage is mired in the shallow mud basin of a meander of the Path River, seemingly driven off the road by a mudslide. The carriage train once bordered on opulence with its colorful paint, decorative filigree, and plush cabins, but it shows little of its former elegance. of the occupants and team of horses that once pulled the caravan. No trace remains. But as you approach, and Mindy with that good 24, you get a chance to feel it ahead of time. The shuffling of zombies and something heavy and powerful sniffling around.
Is that a motherfucking owlbear?
Cool.
Sorry, I'm looking at the map that Zach has carefully provided, and I'm fairly certain I'm looking at a motherfucking owlbear, and it's making me happy.
You're looking not just at an owlbear.
It's an undead
A
owlbear.
zombified
A zombie owlbear!
Cool. I'm gonna warn the rest of the party, hey, we've got trouble coming.
Where are we approaching? Oh, there we are. Never mind. I have zoomed out enough to see where we are.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, you see some zombies and this zombified owlbear. It is shallow water. It's difficult terrain.
How shallow? Two of us are small creatures. How shallow is shallow?
Medium terrain, difficult terrain for medium or smaller.
Okay.
It's waist deep for Ist.
Cool. Guess we're rolling initiative, huh?
I mean, yeah, you certainly can if there's anything you want to do in preparation. But if you approach within a certain distance, they all kind of swivel around and come for you.
Alright.
Yo, I got a nat 20 on my initiative.
Nice. Congratulations. You get to go first.
28
Probably.
total. Fuck yeah.
I got a natural 1 on my initiative. So
Wow.
I got an 8.
Good lord.
Sorry, I'm not casting any spell buffs for you guys at the beginning of the combat.
Yeah, as these zombies kind of look over and begin to shuffle and shamble their way away. We start with Ist.
Alrighty. Alright, I'm going to use my movement to sort of traverse down the bank a little bit, away from the group, and sort of pitch up next to this big rocky outcropping on the edge of the water. I don't necessarily expect it to give me partial cover or anything, but I want to not. I do want us to not all be clustered together, and I would love to make a check, if I can, about the best way to deal with zombies specifically.
Cool. Yeah, give me a religion check.
Oh, I wish I was better at this. Oh shit! I got another nat 20.
Nice.
That's a 23.
So zombies are weak to So zombies of the undead are one of the more volatile ones.
Mm-hmm.
They are weak to positive and slashing damage.
Cool.
So that'll be good for them. Though the ones
They're not weak to fire damage?
no.
God damn it.
The ones around the cart, these zombies seem to be plague zombies, which do
Okay.
carry rot on their jaws. They also zombies have a tendency to grab you and get you. Meanwhile, that zombified owlbear, that looks like a bad time. You know, the owlbears also like to grab their prey and slam them on the ground.
Cool. I'm gonna shout that out to the others, specifically to H2. I'm like, time to slice and dice, H2. I think the sword's gonna be the way to go. And I'm gonna cast shield with my final action.
Hell yeah. Calmus, that's you.
Let's see. So I need 30 feet. 20, 25, 30.
Bear in mind the difficult terrain for you is gonna make it take twice as much distance to get there.
Yeah. It's gonna be a problem for me.
Ask H2 to carry you out.
Yeah, because I could get where you're at right now. I could get like here on the coast as well. Yeah, I might need to ask H2 if you could carry me out to one of the barrels. If I could set up there.
Careful you don't get bit.
Bit? by zombies.
Their jaws carry rot.
Great.
Would be a bad time.
Okay, well, let's see. Could I get to the shore here with just one movement as 25?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, 1, 5, 10. I think that makes this one within 30 feet. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I would like to use Disrupt Undead on that dude.
Nice.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Okay. So I'll roll that.
Cool. So that's 9. He's gonna roll a Fortitude save. 11 against your 19. That is a failure. Takes 19 positive damage as you lance him with positive life energy, and it goes poof. Does a bunch of hurt. Well, this one is going to come. It spends its turn getting up to you.
Okay.
H2, that is you.
Okay, yeah, I can make that in plenty of movement left. So I'm going to come up here, right next to Calamus, and I'm going to swing on the zombie that Calamus disrupted that is currently looking to attack them. So,
Oh yeah,
swinging with my greatsword.
Booyah.
pretty sick. That is going to hit. You roll a 20. That hits, dealing 26 damage after rolling 16 on the dice. Slice. This thing is barely holding it together.
All right. I have one
Oh, you
action
have
left,
more.
correct?
You do.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take another swing with my greatsword, rolling a 21, so just like bringing it down to slice the remains of this zombie in half.
That thing's dead. Absolutely.
Woo!
Meanwhile, Featherfall comes trundling.
Oh, is that
no, that's Featherfall.
the... Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah. Claudia is ranger. This was her animal companion, and now he's dead and a zombie, and he's coming for you.
No.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh.
I don't think there's anything I can do to make them not dead anymore.
The zombies are shuffling towards you. Mindy Melrose, that is you.
Cool. I'm going to use my first action to move. Yes. Cool. I'm going to get further away. Highest.
What's up?
And then I'm going to use my Wand of Manifold Missiles. So I'm basically just going to have Magic Missile going and targeting Featherfall. Sorry, buddy.
I assume like all of my healing things, it doesn't work anymore now that it's dead.
Oh, yeah, it's
Oh,
dead.
yeah, I mean, it's undead, which means positive energy damages it.
Yeah, there's no way I can make
You can heal it.
Featherfall real again.
No, yeah, Featherfall's gone. This is no longer Featherfall. This is Featherfall's reanimated corpse shambling along.
Darn, I would love to be able to bring this back, but sorry, bud.
We're not high enough level for that.
No. Yeah, that would be like reincarnate or resurrect, which are both far out of your.
Yeah.
You're punching.
Spells.
Sorry, buddy.
Magic missile. Where are you?
Yeah, I've got one that can save a dying creature, but that's already
That
dead.
ship sailed, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
So, so first level magic missile. You can spend 2 actions on it.
Yep.
You don't need to roll a d20 for it. It's just 2d4 plus 2.
Got it. 7.
All right. Featherfall takes 7 force damage as 2 little magic missiles slam into him. And for the next minute, at the beginning of each of your turns, you fire another bolt.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. Round 2, Ist. Featherfall gets those hits and then swings his big head to look at you.
Cool. So few of my spells actually do slashing damage. And these guys are weak to positive, not good, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Cool. In which case, is there anything around me that looks sharp by any chance?
And there's rocks and stuff.
Oh, is there anything like in the debris of the carriage that looks sharp?
Absolutely.
Wicked. I'm going to use telekinetic projectile then, and I'm going to amp it.
All right. What's the range on telekinetic projectile?
60?
Okay, so you're okay.
Alrighty. In which case, like a piece of like shattered glass or something from the pane of glass in this caravan, lifts up out of the wreckage and just flies at Featherfall's face. Oof! I'm gonna spend a hero point because that was only at 12.
Mm-hmm.
So excuse me while I do that. Bloop. But that adds
So that is
10.
an 11, but yeah, it's a 10 because it was less than you rolled a 3 on the dice, which becomes 13. It becomes a 21, which becomes a hit. You deal 23 slashing damage to Featherfall.
Featherfall deserves better.
I agree, but
I agree, but he's
Featherfall
already
looks
dead.
like Featherfall looks like he wants to pick me up and smash me on the ground like a coconut. So,
Indeed. So you got one more action.
Yeah.
Oh, you amped it too, so you can. Do you want to like
Oh
move
yeah.
Featherfall?
He is forced back 5 feet away from me.
Just kind of slams into the carriage, the busted up caravan.
I am going to.
I just looked at your AC.
Thanks. You love to hear the GM go, "Ooh, that AC." Just real comforting. I'm gonna run round the other side of this big ass rock that I'm next to and like press myself against it, hoping the green of my
More specifically-
skin blends in with the moss on the side of this rock.
More specifically, I looked at your AC in relation to Featherfall's attack bonus.
Fuck off, Zach. I do not need to know until it becomes my problem.
Calamus,
It sounds
that's
like
you.
it might. It's me again already?
Yeah,
Dang.
that's how Pathfinder combats are supposed to work. It's fast.
I also want to
Holy
put out,
shit.
I have a very
It's closer
respectable
now.
AC of 17. That's not bad.
I mean, H2 has an AC of 20.
H2's a fighter. No, H2's a barbarian with a chest plate. I'm a tiny goblin.
It's okay. My AC is 1 lower than yours, so I'm also like. Actually, wait, no, I've got mage armor on, so my AC is a little higher.
To be clear, Ist doesn't wear armor. So, because psychics aren't trained in any of the armors, I would have to, do that. But sorry, Calamus, it's your bad. I'm talking over your turn.
Yeah, I'm just looking through. I think Digby's just gonna hang out for this one. Cause I don't want to have Digsby getting up in these guys' face.
He could flank for H2.
But that one's dead, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's another
Yeah.
one 25 feet away from you. Just to the up and left.
Too far for me to hit. I could hit this guy.
Yeah.
So I think I might do that.
Sure. Is Disrupt Undead a cantrip then?
It is, but I've only prepared 2 of it for the day.
Well, again, cantrips, you just prepare one version.
Oh.
You just,
Cantrips are not leveled spells.
Oh, shoot. I should have prepared 1 additional cantrip then. I thought I prepared 5 uses of cantrips. Oops.
No.
Oops. Okay, well, I'll figure out what cantrip I am going to add on.
But for now, the disruption continues.
Yeah. Because I don't want to use my heal just yet. Yeah, so let's go ahead and disrupt undead again on the owl. I'm sorry, buddy. I feel bad about it. I'm not
We
happy.
all feel bad about killing this owlbear.
So another
Oh, so are
fort
you
save.
hitting,
Yep.
throwing it on Featherfall and not the plague zombie?
Yeah, the plague
That one's
zombie's
too
too
far
far away. I can't
Oh,
reach
is
it.
it?
Yep.
Oh, so it is. All right, Featherfall. Let's give it a roll. Featherfall rolls a 24. He's going to take half that damage from 12 to 6, though it does become 16 due to his weakness. Featherfall is looking rough.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Looking bloodied.
Hmm.
Does it bleed if it's undead?
It oozes.
I hate it.
Depends on
Brave.
how long it's been dead, I guess.
Oh.
Show and wear, that's for damn sure. Calmus, those two actions to cast Destruct Undead. Do you want to do another thing?
Yeah, what would my last action be?
You can move away from the encroaching zombies.
You could also, if you'd like, spend your action preparing your reaction to aid someone else.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that.
Cool. All right. Next is that zombie. That zombie's dead. Next is H2.
So I've thought about this long and hard, and I think I'm going to use my feat sudden charge to allow me to spend 2 movement actions, and as long as I end next to an enemy, I can take a swing on it. So I'm going to run up on Featherfall, and I am going to charge Featherfall with my greatsword.
The 22 will hit, dealing 19 slashing damage. Just roll a 9. Featherfall's looking rough. That's for damn. There's no bones about that.
No
And
bones.
I'm going to rear back, and with my final action, take another swing with a 24.
So that's 32. That's 16 times 2, 32, plus 10, 42. How do you lay Featherfall to rest?
No.
I mean, we as the players know that this is Featherfall, but I don't think that H2 as a character knows this is Featherfall. So she just...
I mean, he's got a collar.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Well, in that case, I think it's going to be a decapitation, so we can take the collar back to Featherfall's ranger, Claudette.
Yeah,
I'm sad.
how do we... Is there a particular way that we can prevent these undead from rising once again?
Well, you've destroyed them.
Okay, cool.
That's all you need.
Awesome. I wasn't sure if there was, like, something particular we had to do, or else, you know... Oops, that one you killed is back. That's the
It's
kind
the first death usually like kills somebody, but their body still has enough internal consistency to like be reanimated as an undead. But when you destroy an undead, you are removing like enough of the consistency for even the negative energy. It's sustaining it to sustain it. Is the way it kind of works. But all right, sick. Featherfall's body kind of splashes into the river. There's kind of something funny about this encounter because these zombies are so slow and are put so far away from you that they have to spend their whole turns getting up to you, and then you can just take care of it.
zombies for you.
Speaking of-
Wrecked.
Calamus has been beset upon once again by another zombie. We'll see if you manage to take care of it before the trouble occurs. Mindy.
All right. I mean, so first, my magic missile. I don't think that takes up an action. I think it just happens.
No.
Perfect.
It's just free.
That's just 1d4 plus 2?
Yep. 1d4 plus 1.
1d4 plus 1. Well, here's the d4. Got a 2, so that's 3 damage.
3 damage.
And with the rest of my action, Boy, the only thing that I have that's long range is magic missile, huh? All right. I also have electric arc, which I have prepared.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one enemy, so I guess that's not as full.
Damage is damage.
Damage is damage. It's true. Yeah, all right then. This one's 2 actions too, so this is
Yeah, I mean, most spells are. Reflex DC. 19. Reflex roll.
No!
20. How about that?
how
Takes
how
3
does-
electric damage.
How does this zombie have such good reflexes? That thing just dodged
It
right
doesn't.
out of the way.
It rolled good.
It rolled good. It was lucky. And All right. Is that you, Mindy?
I believe so. I think I have an action left, but like I don't.
Round 3. Ist.
Alrighty. The zombie moving up on Calamus hasn't taken any damage yet, right?
It just took 3 damage from
Oh, right.
Mindy.
Okay. If as I peep around the rock, how's it looking?
It's looking fine. Hale and hearty.
Okay.
I've also prepared an assist, so
Does somebody aiding need to be in the vicinity? Zach, when it
It
comes
depends
to
on the situation.
in this specific combat-based situation.
Well, what would you be doing to aid and how it would help?
I just don't want to do something to fuck up Calamus's plans.
oh, I just mean I can help someone, but like,
Which could even be Ist.
right? Yeah. If you need assistance to your role,
I think I'm good. Just gonna quickly double check.
Well, like I could see, like if you're doing another telekinetic projectile, Calamus could do an athletics to aid by holding the zombie still and giving
yeah,
it
that's
plus
kind
1.
of what I was thinking. Like, I make the zombie more available.
It's Calamus' turn next anyway, which means that they'll get their turn back, and they won't. This is their last chance to use their reaction.
So I might as well.
Okay, that makes sense. Rather than do the other thing I was thinking about. Which, to be fair, I am
mean-
fine with. No, it's good. It's good. I will move a little closer, like skimming background. And yeah, again with telekinetic projectile, not amped this time because I can only do that so many times a day. I like lift up my hand and a bunch of like shattered pieces of like shell that are like around on the shores of the bank. I raise a little cluster of them up, about 1 bulk's worth, and just like pepper it forward, like buckshot, almost, as all these little pieces of stuff like slice into this zombie.
Yeah.
Pew 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 pew. What the fuck, D20?
That is a natural 1.
I'll hero point it.
Okay.
Look, for the first time, I think in all of my experience playing Pathfinder, I started the session with 3 hero points. I'm unused to this. That goes to a 20 on the die.
That does go to a 20 on the
No,
die.
sorry, a 20 not nat. My apologies.
Yeah. Fantastic. Calamus, did you want to use your athletics to attempt to aid?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Calamus like wrestles the zombie still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you have the Titan Wrestler ability, so you can choose to engage.
I don't even know if I'm supposed to have that.
Yeah, you need to just roll the athletics check.
Oh, I do have to roll it. Okay.
Yeah.
Do.
All right, yeah. You give Ist a +1. Is that a plus? Is it a 21? Close to a crit, but not quite a crit. Still deals 20 slashing damage. This thing is now looking a lot worse. Calamus, that's you.
I guess I'd like to. Do I like to have my weapon? Can I be casting spells while my weapon has been out, or do I have to switch to my weapon?
You can cast spells with a weapon in your hand.
Okay. So I might just try to give it a final blow with the Morning Star.
Sure.
Forgot about your big ass weapon.
You thump this guy for 6 damage. Still standing.
That was only one move, right?
1 action, yes.
I'm gonna hit him again. Just gonna beat the shit out of this thing.
You could still do
You
Disrupt
are a crime
Undead.
against nature.
I could just disrupt Calamus looks at the Morning Star like, and just goes back to disrupt undead.
That's good damage.
Yup.
That's a bad roll. That's a critical failure.
Ooh.
This thing explodes in a column of holy, not holy, but life energy.
Sorry. For the listeners, Zach just deleted the token entirely after all the other ones that died have X's over them because it exploded so hard.
Yeah.
Calamus is unhappy.
Do you have exploded bits of zombie on you now?
Yeah, Calamus is like holding on to the shore while dipping into the water and muttering.
I turn to Ist and go, hey, you want to use some mage hand to dump water on our friend over there?
Just muttering to themselves like, "Man, this fucking sucks."
Sure.
Incredible.
We should look over the wreckage of the caravan before we move on from this.
Yeah, H2, you see Featherfall, the undead owlbear, actually has a satchel draped around its body.
Ooh.
All right. I'm going to take the collar and I'm going to open the satchel and look through it, see if there's anything interesting in there.
There's a handful of gems in there, worth about 2 gold pieces, as well as Claudiette's portion of the map of enclaves and towns hidden away in the Gravelands.
Yeah, maps.
If you're also looking over the carriages, you find some kind of bags of gold and treasure that have been protected from grave robbers by the wild undead that roam the area, as well as some hastily sketched maps that you found among the wreckage, which might give you a good chance to, if you'd like, instead of rolling survival to find your way to the next stop along the road, you could attempt a society check to decipher writing and interpret them.
Yeah, let's scoop up the maps, and yeah, let's collect up the valuables. As chaotic as Ist is, I think there's something about the Gravelands that makes them more altruistic, given their history here, and so it can go towards like stuff for the refugees and things like that.
Mhm.
So.
Hi, it's August, and I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed us, please consider leaving a rating on your podcast platform of choice, telling your friends about us, or tweeting about us using the FTLcast hashtag. We are also part of a nonprofit podcasting guild called Standing Stones Productions. We do a variety of shows, including The Room Where It Happened and Dumb Kids Playing Hero, 2 actual play shows, and a Steven Universe discussion podcast called Gay Space Rocks. We also do live streams at twitch.tv/StandingStonesProd. You can keep up with everything that we do on Twitter at Stones_standing. Unfortunately, Standing Stones was already taken. Your support means a lot. Thanks again!